What's going on, YouTube? This is Rodney with Garcourt EDC. I missed yesterday's video. I have no excuse except it was a rough day and my back's been bothering me the last couple days, but I'm gonna be okay. It just wipes me out. That being said, in today's pocket on this Wednesday of May, I believe it's the 27th, I have a knife that I used to carry quite a bit. I bought this around the original release date back in 2004, maybe 2005. This is the Kershaw Ken Onion inspired design, USA made boa, the 1580 in S60V with a hard coat anodized aluminum scales with stainless liners and a locking feature that you can slide back and forth that inhibits you from opening the knife. It can be activated by flipper tab or thumb. Now, while this is an assisted knife, I have took it apart a couple times over the years, and I've left the spring out and put the spring back and let the spring out, put the spring back, and right now the spring is the torsion bar, the assist portion is in the knife. It's never been really strong as some. I want to say the strongest assisted knife that I have from Kershaw is my Blur. It's got a really quick blade on it. This one here is about normal, I guess. It's snappy when you deploy the thumb method. It seems like when you use the flipper method, it's not as springy, and I don't know if that's just my thumb overriding it, the way I push on it and get it started. I'm sure that's what it is, but it's a really nice knife. It's great quality. I know something in the current market today, you don't hear of S60V. The big thing now is S90V. I'm sure it's just a matter of having more vanadium in it and different factors. I want to say the S60V is like 5.5% vanadium, and I'm not sure what S90V is. But I really like the dimpling on the scales of this knife. It's really nicely done. The tip can be carried for tip up or tip down right hand carry, or tip up left hand carry. It does not offer it for tip down left hand. I have it set for tip up right hand carry. You can see the Kershaw clip there. It's got the patent numbers on it. Very ergonomically friendly knife, feels great in hand. Full forefinger when I'm grabbing here, pointer finger, I can get a full forefinger and it just lays in place. Just a really great grip, nicely designed and very ergonomic. It has almost a fishtail type recurve, lot of belly, clip point or drop point style blade, not a clip point but a drop point. It has some nice holes, speed holes in the blade. The stud is also reversible, I believe, for right or left. I have never took that part off. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's some nice jimping. You can get, it's really aggressive on this blade. You can see, if I can get it focused in, it's pretty aggressive there, to where you get a good purchase on your thumb for grabbing in the hand. There is no slipping. It gets a good bite. For a look in the pocket, it's not a deep carry, but you know, it's the typical about a 1/2 inch sticking out. Nicely done. The clip works great, slides in and out of pocket very efficiently. It's got some heft to it because it is aluminum, stainless liners, and then the blade. For a frame thickness, we are looking at 469 thousandths, a blade thickness of 1/8 of an inch, 125 thousandths. In the closed position, we're looking at about 4 5/8. A blade length cutting edge, we're roughly looking at about 3 3/16, and about 3 and maybe just over 1/4 blade length. And then overall length in the open position, we're looking at about 7 7/8. So it's not a humongous knife, but it is a handful. It's rides in the pocket great. I have thought about it one time because I like the deployment method on this knife of the thumb stud, of removing this portion of flipper tab, but I have never done so yet. One of my reasons for being hesitant, if I ever decided to sell this knife to get funds to buy other knives or whatever the case may be, I wanted to leave it in the stock configuration. That being said, the weight on this knife in ounces is 5.2 ounces. So it's definitely more than the ounce and inch sweet spot. 147.4 grams. Like I said, I've had this knife apart multiple times. It's very well made. There was no skimping done on the precision. Blade centering favors a little bit to the show side. Now I can tighten that out by tightening the pivot down, which is a T8 screw, and the body screws are T6s. I can tighten that on the pivot, but it makes it to where, because this is running on bronze washers, a small diameter on one side and a large diameter on the other, it causes blade bind, and the spring assist or my finger, depending on how I have it set up, will not overcome the centering. I'm not sure when I got this knife new how the centering was. I can't remember, it's been so long ago, but I did try to actually play with it some yesterday. I took it apart and cleaned it a little bit for the most part and put some flip juice on it and got it so I would be able to show somewhat of a clean knife while it's not pristine. There's still some dust and dirt on the blade. You can see that it is a user, but I couldn't get that blade centering out without, as you can see now that I just closed it, it's more to the center, so it's got a drift to it. But that's not a killer for me. There is no lock rock or blade play. It's good and solid. You know, everything's there, and it sort of floats around. You can see it's definitely different than it was when I just showed it on screen. It's closer to the center. Lockup, we're looking at about 30% on the liner. There is some nice jimping on the liner, and even though it's not cut away more so on the presentation side, there is no issue at all with getting in there and engaging that liner lock. This is a great knife. Anybody who is thinking about getting one or have one, you have you a great knife. It's a keeper in my book. Like I said, there is a chance I could sell it because I have to sell knives to buy more knives, especially the more I buy. And I have seen this here and there online. Before I did this video, I did a search on eBay, and there is 2 black ones like this but with serrated blades, and they are asking $90 and above for those 2. And then there is the custom color. It's sort of a purple, teal, green, sort of funky color scheme, colorful color scheme, and they're asking $300 and up for those. So I wish them good luck. This knife is nice, but in my opinion, it's not a $300 knife. That being said, I think when I bought this back in, it was 2004, 2005. So it's been a while back. I want to say I paid 55 or 60 bucks for it. 60 bucks, I think. I can't remember. That's too many years ago. But yes, and I did a video the other day of American knives, and I actually started digging through another case I had, and I found this one. I found some other Kershaws, and forgive me, I didn't realize that they were USA made, because Kershaw does a lot of both. They do some China release knives and American release knives, and I have 3 or 4 other Kershaws that are USA. I have a couple blurs, different ones, but this one is USA. So this one should have been in my video I did entitled My American Knife Collection. I really like this blade shape, but I think I would like it more. While I think aesthetically this blade really gives this knife appeal, but I think it would be better, especially for sharpening, if the blade just followed on out straight to the frame here, and instead of having this cut back. I think that would be more to my personal taste. Plus you'd have a lot more sharpenings, because with this knife it looks like it's been sharpened on a whole bunch with this recurve it's got going on here. But anyway, that's today's carry, what I have to show you. And I know this video is going to be a little bit long, but I want to show 2 other things, or 3 other things while I'm here. Or let's do 2. I'll do the last one for later. Also in the pocket was a work tack. I don't know if you can see that, work tack safety wrench. And from what I understand, this can be carried on an airplane, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I don't want you to buy one, carry it to the airport, and get it taken away. But I have read somewhere that that is the case. And what we have here is a defense tool, a little pry bar. You can see how it's swedged down. A Kubotan, to where you can, a blunt force object tool to use in self-defense. And it has predetermined hole sizes for turning nuts. You got a 1/4, a 5/16, a 3/8, a 7/16, and another 3/8. Well, and then a lanyard hole. I was throwing me off. So a 3/8 here and a 3/8 here on either side of the 7/16, and then a lanyard hole. I was like, that's not a 3/8, but that's funny. It's got a nice finger groove area and some spline jimping work on the back here. You could actually play a tune with it, you know, if you're bored. Of course, don't do that to your fancy knives. You might rub the finish off. But yeah, this is just a nice everyday throw in your pocket tool, self-defense tool, conversation piece. Works really good. It's got some jimping work and some profiling done to the exterior of the front rib. You know, it can be used almost as a knuckle protector, finger protector. And when you have a good grip on it, you ain't got to worry about being taken away from you. While I'm not a fighter, I doubt there will be ever a situation to where I would pull this out and use it. I'm a concealed carry permit holder, and I do not leave home without a gun, and I'm older and have back trouble, and I don't think I want to be going toe-to-toe in hand-to-hand combat. So if you come at me and I feel a threat, I'll probably shoot you. I'm not trying to scare anybody when I say that, but this world is a crazy place, and with everything that's going on, you just don't never know. And my whole household, we're permit holders. We believe in our Second Amendment. We also believe that we should not have to have a permit, but we follow the law, we abide by the law, and you know, the Second Amendment is our permit. Us being born in the United States and understanding the Constitution is our permit. That's another whole story. But yeah, that's the WorkTac Safety Wrench. Nice little tool to have in the pocket. And then last, I know I'm trying to fit a lot in this video. Actually, that's it. I'm going to do another video showing 2 more objects. I don't want to try to get too much crammed in because we're already at the 17-minute mark, and I'm sure, according to my analytics, nobody or a lot of people don't watch my entire videos, and they watch pieces and parts and ask questions about something, and I'm like, well, I said it in the video. You possibly stopped or didn't finish the video because I answered that question in the video. But anyway, that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day for watching me. I really appreciate it. I really do. And if y'all get a chance, check out DTOM Knife and Gear. He's doing a giveaway right now. He just got him a new Tucson. I'm tickled for him. I watched a video of his today. He seems to be really pleased with it. He's going to be bit by the Tucson bug because Tucson quality is just, it's great stuff. And while their knives, there are unique and to be desired collectability type knives, you know, they're not for everyone, but they make some high-end, high-quality budget knives. I wish they were more readily available and we didn't have to go through the bidding process on eBay. But with that said, I have gotten quite a few good deals by strategically planning my bidding and watching, and I've gotten knives at 1/3 of prices that I've seen knives by them sold for. Hence why I have so many. Believe me, I could not afford all the Tucsons I have, if I was paying the average price. That being said, thank you. Have a great, blessed day. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you like my content, you like this video, and you want to check my other content out, you think you like it, I would really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. It means a lot. I do try. I know I'm not as fun as some of the other channels out there, and I don't do editing, and a lot of times I'll say the same thing 5 times in the same video. But hey, I'm just being me. This is Rodney with Garricore EDC. God bless. Be safe. And keep that edge right. Bye now.